Hi Lift! Welcome back to our brand new YouTube channel and our second ever video blog. In last week's input, we were thinking about how nothing is impossible for God. This week, our phrase that pays is I can do everything because Jesus has made me strong. So, we're back with Paul and Barnabas. Do you remember last week when we learnt how Paul had prayed for a disabled man and God had made him walk again? Well, when that happened, the people of the city were amazed. "Look at this man, Paul," they said. "He must be some kind of god." And they started to bow down and worship him and bring him presents. Paul and Barnabas didn't know what to do. "It wasn't us," they said. "It was God. Worship God, not us." But the crowds trying to see them just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then things turned really nasty. Some men from another city who didn't like Christians joined the crowd. They started to push and jeer. "Kill them! Kill them!" they said. "They're fakes! We don't need them, their kind here." They wound the crowd up so much that people started to believe them. They went from loving Paul to hating him. They threw stones at Paul, and then they threw more stones until he collapsed. They dragged his body out of the city and ran away and left him because they thought he was dead. Well, other Christians gathered round Paul's body, but they didn't know what to do. Then, suddenly someone noticed something. They noticed him moving a little bit, and then he moved a little bit more. Paul wasn't dead. He was alive. God had saved him. After all that had happened, it would have been very easy for Paul to give up, wouldn't it? Here he was, trying to please God, and things had gone really horribly wrong for him. But Paul didn't give up. Instead of giving up and feeling sorry for himself, the next day he went to a new city and started telling the people there about Jesus too. This time, loads and loads of people believed him and decided to live their lives for God. In fact, for the rest of his life, Paul went round telling people about Jesus, and God used him to make thousands and thousands of people Christians. Paul didn't give up, and he found that if you just keep going, God will help you, and you'll be able to do everything he asks you to, because Jesus will make you strong. Now, some of you might be sitting there and thinking, well, it's all right for you, Mark. We come to Lift every week, and you tell us all these different stories about what Jesus has done for you. But when I pray, and I ask him to help me to change me and make me a strong Christian, nothing ever seems to happen. Well, if that's you, I want you to know that God has heard your prayers. Now, have a quick look at this picture. At first glance, it's just like a load of random dots. It looks like nothing much is going on. But if you start to join the pictures, join all the dots together, it starts to take shape. Okay? And it works the same way in our lives. Sometimes it feels like there is nothing going on, and it just feels like every day is the same. But when you look back, you realise that God has been at work. He has done something. God has changed us. Look, even if it feels like nothing is happening, hang on in there. When you pray, God does hear you. It might not happen all at once, but if you ask him, he will change you and make you into someone who can do anything, because Jesus will make you strong.